So the WPL playoffs are finally set in stone. Why? Because the Delhi Capitals have become the third team to seal their spot in the playoffs. And well, it was a nervy victory. There's no two ways about that. It wasn't a win that was easily coming forth for them. In fact, at one point in time, it looked like the UP Warriors may just have managed to squeeze things back in their favor. But in the end, a very, very good knock under pressure from Delhi Capitals skipper Jemima Rodriguez ensures that, well, they are into the playoff rounds. They are done with as far as, any hopes, or there were any many permutations and combinations going into this particular match. The one obvious one for Delhi was that it is simplest for them. If they won, they'd be in. For UP Warriors, they needed a very, very heavy win to have any chance of making it into the playoffs. As for the Mumbai Indians, a close UP Warriors win would have knocked out the Delhi Capitals and meant that MI would have then gone through into the playoffs. As fate has it though, MI, who, lest we forget, are the defending WPL champions, their title defense is done. It's done, dusted, finito, khatam tata bye bye as far as they are concerned. They will not be in the playoffs to defend that title. RCB are the team that have automatically qualified for the final, and the eliminator is going to be between Gujarat Giants and Delhi Capitals. The same Delhi Capitals who, lest we forget, I would classify as being the Arsenal of the WPL. They've done a three-peat of second place finishes every single year. They've made it to the final. They've had a strong squad, and then they ended up finishing second because they lose the final. Either which way, let's go over how it is that the match went about, and then we'll discuss, what the playoffs will look like and the likes. Obviously, low-scoring thriller of sorts of a match. UP Warriors batted first, and all they managed was 122 for 8, which by normal T20 standards you'd not be seeing as anything close to a par total. But this pitch obviously was a little bit on the sluggish side. It wasn't one of those pitches where run scoring was all that easy. Just for context, Deepti Sharma was the top run scorer for the team, and she had 24 of 19 balls. Similarly, Simran Sheikh had 22 but of 14 balls. She was one person along with Shikha Pandey who managed to up the ante, but even that came much later on in the match. At one point, the batters really struggled to actually get going. Harleen Deol, 3 of 11. Deandra Doughton, 5 of 9. Meg Lanning, the skipper, out for a golden duck. Charlie Knott, run a ball 12. Not exactly a pitch that was in any stretch of the imagination conducive to attacking stroke play. So it did seem like at one point that maybe if UP Warriors got a few early wickets, that perhaps they could be in with a shout of actually getting into the game. Now, that did happen in the second over when they got rid of Lizelle Lee. But after that, a very good partnership between Shefali Verma and Laura Woolward, which again was attritional because, well, the run chase that they were faced with wasn't a pressure one. They managed to get a good 73 runs for the second wicket. But what really then ended up setting panic stations was when Laura Woolward was dismissed, then Shefali and Marizanne Cap and Chanel Henry were also dismissed in quick succession. Obviously, at that point in time, it looked like the UP Warriors might still echo a close result, which would have worked in favor for the Mumbai Indians. But we didn't reckon for Jemima Rodriguez playing a crucial knock in the run chase and getting her team over. In case you're wondering that, if that sounds similar, yes, it's exactly what she did for India against Australia in that crucial ICC World Cup semi-final. You'd remember, of course, there the run chase was much bigger, but even here, she took the onus on herself, hit a few lusty boundaries towards the end. 34 of 18, very good show from her, and she got the team over the line in the end. But as I said, it was a nervy display. Deepti Sharma was in among the wickets. Sophie Eccleston got 1 wicket. Deandra Doughton and Shikha Pandey got a wicket each. So the wickets were well spread, and at one point in time, especially when they lost, let's see, those 4 wickets in the space of like 17 odd runs, that at that point in time you're thinking, is another choke on the cards, is another choke on the cards. Jemmy though stepped up, and full credit to her, she said no, we're not going to be choking, we're going to make it through to the qualifier, and that means that they will be the team facing the Gujarat Giants. Obviously this year GG have been a team that, truth be told, very much had the number of DC. So obviously DC, I dare say, will be starting that match as very, very, very slight underdogs, because again, that's just the nature of the tournament. tournament and how momentum can be such a key thing. Remember, Gujarat Giants in the first match that they played against DC earlier this year, they beat DC by 4 runs. The second match that Gujarat Giants played against DC, they won by 3 runs. Now, what does that mean? The next match will be won by 2 runs? Who really knows? But that will be the playoff to determine who has the right to face off against the Royal Challengers Bangalore or RCB in the final. I'll take a couple of your comments before we call it quits. I like what Sports Fan says, that DC tried to choke hard though, as is their motto of their franchises. Yeah, they did try very, very hard. Again, 17 runs and losing 4 wickets. It's really the definition of just trying to throw it away. But to their credit and to Jemmy's credit, they're true. And as Bhuvan says, that at least they are in the qualifier. Yeah, I mean, to be fair, this was very much going to be a case of make or break. Because if they didn't win this, or if they won it by a close margin, then it wouldn't have really helped them in any which way. But that is the lowdown of how the WPL looks now. 2 WPL matches left, the eliminator and the final. And let's see if we have new champions, because again, neither Gujarat Giants nor Delhi Capitals have won the title. RCB, of course, are one-time title winners. Let's see who it is gets to face RCB in the final. And continue to stay tuned to Sports Today for more build-up and more talks on the WPL and everything world cricket. For now, though, I'll take your leave. Thank you guys so much for joining us. As always, if you enjoy our work, don't forget, like this video, share it with your friends, subscribe to the channel, tap that bell icon, follow us also on social media. We're on Instagram, X, and Facebook. And stay tuned for more such updates from the world of sport.